Welcome to the Daily for Tuesday, February 19th with Andrew Wiebe. I'm Jason Seguini. We're going to start down in Mexico where the U20 World Cup qualifying is going on for CONCACAF. The U.S. getting a 2-1 victory in yesterday's game against Haiti, although, Andrew, it was not pretty at all.
No, it was not the best performances the Americans could have put out there. They've been in camp for a couple weeks now. Apparently, it's taking a little while to gel. The star in this one for the U.S., clearly Daniel Cuevas, an absolute beast there on the left flank, drew that first penalty, and then with just a laser beam of a goal on the break once again. The Americans really relying on the counterattack. Not a lot of interchange throughout the midfield. That's something that Todd Ramos will want to see changed. He was honest. He said, look, we did not play our best in this game. We're going to have to get better, and with only 2 games in the group stage, that's got to happen quickly.
Yeah, they play Costa Rica on Friday. The U.S. actually could advance if Costa Rica beats Haiti on Wednesday before that. Canada, though, they are going to need to win their game on Friday against Nicaragua because they lost yesterday to Cuba 2-1. Andrew, this is a little bit of a surprise.
Yeah, I don't think people expected this one. As each of these campaigns starts, Canadians always thinking, hey, this is the year, this is the time we make it, we're going to do it right this time. Fell flat on their faces against Cuba. That late goal, the only thing keeping them from a 2-0 loss. 1 game to do it. We'll have to see how they fan out.
All right, check those games out this Friday. This is a story that won't go away for the next 2 months. Landon, Donovan, his return to the LA Galaxy. People still talking about it. We heard some reaction finally from the Galaxy themselves.
Yeah, and Bruce Arena said, hey, look, if you take LeBron James away from the Miami Heat, it's going to be a different team. LA are going to be a different team without Donovan. We all knew that, but I think still, even though you're having to wait until late August perhaps to get him back, to get him fit, to get him to ready to play 90 minutes, I think this is still one of the best teams in the league. You look at Robbie Keane, sure to have another huge season there. The question is, without Donovan running rampant on the flanks and really being the provider for a lot of that, who steps up and makes a difference? Will it be Jose Villarreal, currently with the U20s? Will it be Mike McGee, some other combination of the number of guys that they have there? We'll have to see, but still waiting on Donovan to arrive in LA.
Remember, the Galaxy struggled at the beginning of last season with Donovan there, but they didn't have Omar Gonzalez. So for me, this is a good example to show you the value of Omar Gonzalez because I think the Galaxy will not miss a beat without Landon out there. The question really that remains is, are they going to fill the other designated player slot? And now it looks like Frank Lampard is going to open talks with Chelsea to possibly re-sign. So I'll ask you this, Andrew. Especially with Donovan being out for the first month of the season, do the Galaxy need Lampard in this team?
Well, I don't know that necessarily they need him to be a top-level MLS team. They don't need him to be an elite team either, but it certainly would not hurt. For a long time now, we've been hearing about Lampard's future. Chelsea saying, look, we're not going to offer you a contract at the end of this season. It's up for you, but it looks like that's going to change. He's been so brilliant lately. LA fans have to be wondering whether or not that one's going to pan out. Certainly a good possibility he stays in London.
All right, stay tuned to MLSsoccer.com. We'll follow both of those stories. Some news coming out of the camp of the LA Galaxy's MLS Cup opponent, the Houston Dynamo. Frank Songo looks like he's out, but could it be because Andy Driver now is in?
Yeah, rumors coming out of Houston. In fact, Chris Canetti, Dynamo president, confirming them this morning that Houston are in talks with Andy Driver, close to getting a deal done, a left winger, a guy who's played for Hearts the last few seasons, a former England U21 international, played in the English or European champions with them. Didn't get a lot of playing time this last season, but Houston with Kalen Carr injured, Makumba Kanji not coming back, Omar Cummings still making his way into that squad, needs some reinforcement at the top. They have a lot of games this season, CCL action, US Open Cup, and MLS play, so it seems to be a good signing for them. It depends on how motivated he is and can he adapt to that Houston Heat.
All right, Dominic Kinnear adding some depth to his squad ahead of the season. One final story coming out of this holiday weekend, and that is in Orlando. The big tournament going down there in Disney, and Orlando City used that to make a splash with new ownership.
Yeah, Flavio Augusto da Silva, a Brazilian entrepreneur, came on board with Orlando City as their newest investor. That is the influx of cash that this club needed to start really pushing forward with that soccer-specific stadium initiative. The local government has come out in support. Now it's a question of will they actually put something behind those words and pay half the bill. That's essentially what Orlando City is asking. They're saying, hey, look, we'll pay the expansion fee, we'll pay part of the stadium fee. They'd like the county and the city to pay the rest of it. We'll see if that happens. Certainly a story to watch down there in South Florida.
Well, everybody loves an expansion story, so stay tuned to MLSsoccer.com for more on that. And don't miss Extra Time Radio. Later this afternoon, Kenny Cooper will be on the show, thanks to Nick Fershaw, who's out in Portland with him. We'll be back with plenty more on The Daily tomorrow.